Hey, how you doing? Justin here. Today we are doing a lesson on If You Wanna by the Vaccines, and it's kind of a special lesson because Freddie, the lead guitar player from the Vaccines, very kindly sent me one of his new signature Farida guitars to do the lesson on and to give away after I finish with it. So if you want to win this very guitar, then check out the link in the description below, and it'll send you all of the details because I don't even know all the details of the competition yet. Anyway, really interesting guitar, just incidentally. Really interesting range of sounds. Kind of sounds a bit straight. It seems to have a sort of a humbucker splitter, which is actually a knob that you can kind of twist around. It's got a Bigsby, which is kind of like asking for tuning disasters, but so far it seems to be pretty stable, which is great. And yeah, okay, let's get into the lesson of this song. So this song is pretty much all based around three chords, which are D, G and A. I'm going to show it to you in the open position, but you could also play them as power chords as well. And there's quite a lot of overdubbed guitar in this one to really fatten up the track. So even though the chords on their own might seem simple, to build it up into the big kind of sonic soundscape that the Vaccines have created, there's a little bit more than just playing the simple chords. But we're going to be looking at the open chords version, and I'll give you a little sneaky look at the solo as well. Rhythmically it's fairly simple as well, which is good, but let's start off with a chat about the chords. So the D chord, regular old open D chord that I'm sure nearly all of you should know already. Then we need a G chord. The G chord I'd recommend that you use for this is the 4-finger G. So 3rd fret, 2nd fret, open, open, 3rd, 3rd. So using both the 3rd and 4th fingers on the thinnest 2 strings. And the A chord, you could play a kind of a regular open grip if you wanted to, but I recommend probably using your 1st finger in a mini bar and muting the thinner string, because the thinner string that gets this note E sounds a little bit sour to my ears anyway. So I think the regular kind of using the 1st finger only mini bar to cover those strings 2, 3 and 4 in the 2nd fret, and then just lifting it up to mute the thinner string, that would be the way that I'd recommend that you play the A chord. Now the very intro, starting off with a D chord, and it's just held first of all for 2 bars, then for 2 beats, and then it's played on every beat. So we start off with like this, so the count will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, all down strums all of the way through that. Just your regular D chord. One thing that you might want to check out, especially if you're doing these big chords and letting them sustain for a long time, it's actually okay to play the 5th string on the D chord in this case. So regular D chord, you only want to play the thinnest 4 strings, but for this one, adding in the 5th string kind of just adds a little bit more weight to the song, especially there's quite a lot of D notes up further in other guitar layers, so it kind of adds a lot of body to the sound there, opening up that the 5th string, but you really don't want to hit the thicker string, the 6th string. So you might want to just get your thumb around just over the top of the neck there and just mute the thicker string. You just have to touch it really lightly, and that way if you strum all of the strings, you're not going to hear that thicker string. So again, it's twice you're going to play the D chord for 2 bars, then you're going to strum it 4 more times, all down strum still, you're going to play that for 2 beats each. Okay, so you're going to play 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the last 2 bars you're going to play on every beat. So the 1, 2, 3, 4 all the way through. So one more time through that intro bit. So it's starting off 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a big strum again. Right on that last one, that last D chord, you want to give it a good solid strum, because at that point you want it to ring out for 4 whole bars. Okay, it's quite a long time. Again, if you want it to ring out a bit, you want a bit of gain, not too much gain. Definitely a lot of volume will help with sustain. If you're in the same room as your amp and you got it quite loud, your guitar will sustain for longer. I'm only using a moderate amount of distortion here. I'm not using any pedals, just straight into my lazy J20 amplifier, and I've got it kind of set on half, which gives it a bit of a, kind of a crunchy sound. And I've turned the volume down just now to clean the sound up a bit, otherwise it's too loud for me to talk over. And when we get into the verse, so like I said, we're going to hold the D chord there for 4 bars, then we've got 1 strum, and it's held for a bar on the G, on the A, the G, and then back to D for 2 bars. So let me just play through that verse for you. So it's going like this. 1, 2, 3. I don't want to wake up in the morning, but I've got to face the day. Then G's all the A, I do not G as much as you D. and then 2 bars there at the end. So let me give it with a count as well instead of the vocals. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 2, 3, 4. 3, 2, 3, 4. 4, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's the sequence. It's repeated exactly again for the second verse. Same thing. Independently, but I can make you stay. G is all the A, I do not G as much as you D. And then before the chorus is one of these little down, up, down. This one's what I call framed, which means that we're going to do a down, up, and then the final down is going to happen on the bar. The previous down and up are very quick, and they come on the and after 4. They're 16th notes. I'm going to just do it really, really slowly and try and explain what's going on. It becomes a bit more of a reaction, like a down, up, down. You know, it's not quite timed exactly as 16th notes, but that's definitely the way to start off counting it. So if we do 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 1. Okay? It's just a kind of, it becomes a reflex. You want to practice having this down, up, down, and the final down is really important that that's right with the drums and the bass and everything on beat 1. Okay? Really, really common technique used by like AC/DC and most kind of rock bands and stuff. And when you've got a chord that's being held for a long time, it seems to give it a little bit of extra juice there. So that's one thing that you want to check out for this song. So the chorus is using exactly the same chords as the verse did, but what really changes here is the rhythm. We go from these big, long, sustained chords to playing the really high, energetic 8th notes all down strums. Okay, so we've gone from these big sweeping ones, so you're going to play the chord and let it ring out for ages, and now we're going to be doing 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and all down strums, right? You'll really notice that physically it feels different to be going 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. It's quite quick, okay? This song's not a slow song. It's part of the big energy vibe that you get in the chorus of this one. So one thing that you want to be aware of, first of all, is just get yourself in time and make sure that you're nice and consistent with your 8th notes. Okay? Just really make sure that you're there. It's a really good thing to practice that with the muted thing going on. So just wrap your fingers around the fingerboard so you get a muted sound, and just really, because you can hear the timing a lot clearer than if you've got the chord there to confuse your ears a bit. So I'd spend a little bit of time on that first. When it comes time to apply it to the actual chords, what you want to be aware of is as you're changing chords, where your pick is going to be hitting the strings is going to slightly change. Okay, so for the D chord, you want to be targeting the 4th string. Now, if you accidentally hit the 5th string, that's okay, because we already discussed that note can sound pretty cool on the D chord. You definitely don't want to be hitting the thicker string, okay? So if you're targeting the 4th string, you should be accurate enough not to hit the thicker string, and you've got a bit of an insurance policy going over here with your thumb, just reaching over the top and muting the thicker string anyway. When it goes to the G chord, you probably want to move the focus a little bit so it's focusing on the thicker strings, okay? You're not probably going to be hitting the thinnest couple of strings. You don't try not to hit them, but just focus your pick on those thicker strings. And on the A chord, you want to focus on playing the 5th string, and I'd probably recommend using the thumb on the fretting hand again to mute that thicker string. Okay, and remember as well that you definitely want first finger to lift up there, because you don't want start to sound all Elvis if you let the first finger bar all the strings. Okay, you want to lift that up so the thinner string is muted. So let me just give you a quick rundown of that. So it's going to go, if you want to come back, it's alright, it's alright, it's alright. If you want to come back, if you want to come back, it's alright, it's alright, it's alright. If you want to come back, D and it's a D chord again, G and then to A, come back to the D chord, back it's D chord, G to A to back to D. Okay, it's really, really great little chorus, that one. Lots and lots of energy, and it is all about that. We're trying to get your rhythm consistent, because again, in a band situation where everyone's playing that kind of 8th note groove, it's really important that things are pretty tight. You know, you don't want to be slowing down or speeding up during that. You want to be sticking right with the drums, and again, really good thing to be playing along with the original recording with this kind of thing as well. It really helps you lock into the pocket right. So that's the chorus. The only other part of the song is the bridge, which is again lots of sustained chords again. We've got this D, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 2, G, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, A, 2, 3, 4, G, 2, 3, 4, D, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. The same thing again, D chord for 2 bars, G, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 bar of A, and 1 bar of G, and then 1 bar of D. And on that very last bar there of the bridge, the D chord, you want to move from the big sustain chord and then see if you can do a little bit of a build there. Again, a really AC/DC-like thing to do, which is, I'm not sure if Freddie copped it from AC/DC or not, but that little idea of playing a D chord and then gradually building it up into a heavy chorus, you know, that's a very, very cool little trick. So the last thing I want to mention actually is the solo. Now, there's a little bit of me going, I shouldn't be teaching you this because you should just be working it out yourself. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you a bit about it first, and then what I really recommend is you have a go at working it out on your own. Okay, just use your ears, listen to it, start and stop. If you're not sure about how to go about learning to transcribe, there's loads of lessons on my site that'll teach you the skills, like how to stop is really important, okay? But basically, it's only using these notes. It's using the 10th fret on the 2nd string, the 12th fret on the 2nd string, and the 10th fret on the thinnest string. Okay, most of the solo is that. The first 3 bars are all that. And then we've just got this one last little bit where we go 14th fret on the thinnest string, 12th fret on the thinnest string, and then back to that 10th fret on the thinnest string. So just with that information, I've already told you, so it's just using these 3 notes and a little bit different at the end. So really what I'd recommend is that you go and use your ears to work it out on your own, because it's such a big deal learning to use your ears, and it'll save you from loads of wrong tabs and really develop you as a musician. And this is a kind of a great little solo to have a go at, because there's nothing too complicated going on with it. So go and have a look at that now. Pause this lesson because I'm about to tell you what it is and how it goes. So what's happening is, it's that, repeated over and over again. So on the B string, 10th fret, 12th fret, onto the thinner string, 10th fret, back 12th fret, 10th fret, back to the 12th fret, twice on the 10th fret on the thinner string, and back to the 12th fret. Okay, it's the first 2 bars. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. Okay, that one more time with the count. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. Bar 3 and 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. Okay, one more time, that second part. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. Okay, really, really simple solo. Definitely one that you should be learning by ear. So if you got any of that stuff wrong, see if you can go back and listen to it again and see if you can work out exactly what you were doing right or wrong in not being able to work it out yourself. If you did work it out on your own, wicked. That's a really, really good start. Now go and try and work out some more songs. Just use your ears, because it'll do you loads and loads of good. I'm sure you're going to dig on playing this tune. Remember, playing along with the record's a really good idea. If you want to check out the competition where you can win this very guitar, then check out the link below in the description. I'll see you for plenty more lessons very soon. You take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.